What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the shop. Today I've got a video for you that I hadn't really intended on making, but I got the day off, so I figured why not. This is a Howa 1500 short action in 6.5 Creedmoor. I bought this as a barreled action from Brownell's, and I'm really impressed with the quality of it. I've got it inside of a Boyd's AT1 stock, and I'm really impressed as well with how well this stock is made. If you don't know anything about these, they're pretty neat. They've got adjustable cheek weld, adjustable length of pull, which is really easy to use. You just utilize these buttons here on the rear of the stock to adjust those. Pretty neat. When I started this build, I actually started putting this gun together back in the spring of last year. It's January 2020, and I'm just now getting this gun finally. I'm going to chamber the first round in it today and see how she does. Other things I've done, put together on this gun, it's got a Nightforce 20 MOA rail, and this is a Athlon Argos 6x24 scope. It's a pretty cheap scope, you know, it's in the budget range for sure. It's not exactly the scope I was going to buy. I was going to get a Vortex Diamondback Tactical, but back when I was putting the stuff together for this, I actually could have got one of those scopes at cost, but they were in such demand at the time, it would have took me 2 or 3 months to get one in, so I didn't go for that route. I've got it sitting in a set of Vortex Precision rings, 30 millimeter. I bought this scope in, this is a mill scope instead of MOA. I'll talk more about that later, but so far, just checking it out, looking through it, I really like it. It's a heavy scope, but I decided to build this because, you know, I thought I was wanting to get into some long-range shooting, and that's the plan. But realistically, I don't really have time to get serious into doing any long-range shooting. But I was really curious about the 6.5 Creedmoor, and I know a lot of people, man, there's like this cult following for the 6.5, or people just absolutely hate it. So like anytime the 6.5 gets brought up, like on an internet forum or some kind of discussion, you got these people that absolutely love it or absolutely hate it. So I was genuinely curious about it. I've never shot one in my entire life, never shot a 6.5, but I did have some people that owned one and that I knew personally that were impressed with it. One in particular was the owner of TNT, the store that I used to work out of. If you watch any of my other videos, he has one, and he has documented hits at over a mile with his 6.5. So that really piqued my interest as far as what one can do. The only thing when putting this together, the only thing I had to do is, this is a heavy barrel profile, so it didn't fit in the stock just perfect. So I had to do a lot of sanding to the inside of the stock, and now we've got clearance all the way back. So that's the only modification I had to do. I also put this deer antler bolt handle on there, which is pretty neat. I've got a lot of attention over that, but it's just something neat. I wanted to build this gun to kind of get into the long range thing, but something I could also take hunting. That's the reason I chose this stock instead of like an MTD chassis or any of the other popular chassis systems out there for a long range platform. So other things about this rifle, it's a 26-inch barrel. It also has a 5/8 by 24 muzzle that's threaded with a nice thread protector on it. The trigger pull is really nice on this gun. I'm going to gauge it just with my finger gauge, about 2 pounds. And some other reviews and videos I've seen on these barreled actions, they said that, I know one guy, I think he put his on a gauge and it was actually about 2.25 pounds. So I'm excited to finally take this outside and see how she'll do. I want to shoot a 5-shot group at 100 just to see how tight I can get it at that distance. And it's cold today. It's about 20 degrees outside. So if I can stand it, we're going to see how good this gun will shoot. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm on at 100 yards. So I've got my target. I'm about 30. I usually move my target stand for this, but it's so cold I didn't feel like moving it. I've got it about 30 yards away. I've adjusted scope to adjust for that 20 MOA rail, just to make sure I'm on the paper at 100. So I'm gonna fire one shot, just to double check my math, and then we'll back up to 100 and see how she's gonna group. First shot, 6.5. I think I've got everything adjusted where I want it. Here we go. That is perfect. So I think we'll be just fine on the paper at 100. Let's go ahead and back up. Welcome back. We got set up at 100. I think I got everything adjusted where I wanted it at. One more thing, or a couple more things I'll say about this before I shoot this group at 100. I am shooting these Hornady ELD Match 140 grain, and they are 2710 out of the muzzle. Never shot these before, but I've heard good things about them. Hopefully they will do the job right here. I think I got a good feeling about this rifle. I really think it's going to shoot. If I can do my job right here, I'm hoping to see good results out of this. And speaking of doing my part, actually going to give a shout out to Rob Branson. He's one of the guys, one of y'all that watch my videos. And Rob called me up the other day, and he was giving me some tips on my rifle skills, and I appreciated that, because I'm not, by no means am I any kind of marksman, or even claim to be, but he gave me some really good tips. So I'm going to really work on some of my technique here while I'm squeezing these off, and hopefully we shoot a real nice tight group here. I'm gonna say one more thing about the scope before I get going here. If I had it to do over, I probably would have ordered this scope in MOA instead of mils, but my thought process was, well, everybody that's shooting long range, you know, they're shooting mil scopes, but really my brain works in MOA. I understand a little bit better, but at the same time, this will give me a chance to learn it some. And I am a math teacher. That's my day gig. So the math isn't that big of an issue, but it's just something that if I were to do it over, I'd probably change that. But none of that really matters, because my plan is, after I shoot this rifle, I'm gonna sell this thing, just because I know there's somebody out there that would enjoy it a lot more than I am, because realistically, I know I'm never gonna get to go take it out, shoot it 5, 6, 1,000 yards or a mile or any kind of stuff like that. I just don't have time to. I barely have time to come out here in my backyard and shoot it. So I'm going to sell this rifle, mainly just to get some more tools and some things I'm really wanting, so for when my FFL comes in, that I'm ready to get back to business in my stippling work. So if anybody's interested in this after we get done here, let me know. You can get in touch with me, and I'll make you a deal on it. So I'm gonna hush, and we're gonna shoot some. Here we go. Safety on. Here we go. All right, so I found my shot there, and it is way high and to the right. It's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 5 inches high and 5 to the right. So I want to fix that. Okay. Let's see where that gets us at. If anybody's interested in these fancy shoot gloves I've got, I'll be for sure to put those on my website when I get it going, because I know y'all want some of these. All right, here we go. If this gets me more centered in my target, I'll go ahead and make this the first of 5 shots. Perfect. Yeah, that's much better. All right, here we go. There's one. I'm starting to not be able to feel my fingers all that well, but the trigger's got a real nice wall on it. It feels good, so I can. My trigger finger's not that bad. It's my other fingers. Okay. So far, so good. That was 3. 2 more. It's a good shooting rifle. I'm excited to show y'all this group. I think that the one shot, well, I won't try to tell you about it. I know y'all don't care. Somebody trying to explain to you what a group looks like, then actually seeing it's 2 different things. So I'll just wait and show you guys. So here's shot number 5 in this group. One thing that I was going to do for this rifle and then never did was order the bottom metal for the rifle, so to take a dropout magazine. I never did that because I was fine. I mean, it's got an internal 4-round box magazine, which I was always okay with to begin with. But of course, the idea of a dropout magazine is definitely an advantage if you are going to shoot some, you know, like PRS competitions or something like that. But for me, putting another $100 into it just never really seemed like the best idea. If I were going to keep it, and take it that step further and, you know, really was going to compete or something like that, then I probably would have went ahead and done that option. There's some, I can't remember the name of the companies that do it, but there's several out here or out there that will, that you can order the bottom metal from, and it's just simply taking the 2 screws out for the current box magazine and just switching it out. It's pretty simple, but it's just something I never did. So we'll shoot this last round and go check this group out. Sweet. Let's go check this out. Down here at the Target, turned out pretty awesome, and I brought my calipers with me today so I can actually show you what this group looks like. So here are those 5 shots, and these 2 right here, those are touching. Then you got 3 right there, 1, 2, and 3. Man, I can't explain this separation, but man, that gun was just putting them in the same hole. So I don't know if this is me or what. This is that's about a 1-inch circle that I was holding on the entire time. That was the first shot at 100, so I adjusted it down pretty good. These blue marks you see are just 1-inch marks I had as a reference, but there you go. That's what I do. That's right at 1 inch. That group is. It's actually about 8/10, I guess. These 3, measured them a second ago. If I could have managed all 5 in there, that's less than a 1/4 MOA, or right there close to it. So pretty awesome. The gun's definitely a shooter. I'm pleased with it. If any of y'all are interested in it, there's about 1,500 worth of parts in it, but the first person that gets me close to 1,000 on it, it'll be yours. So guys, thanks again for checking out my videos. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, testing rifles out and that kind of stuff, I'll be glad to put some more out here like this. Hoping to get my FFL back soon, so stay tuned for that. And I'm ready to make a few more stippling videos for those of y'all that are interested in seeing those. Guys, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it.